Hey there, how's it going? I'm here with another unboxing. This is sort of like late spring, early summer. I don't know, it's finesse stuff I use almost year round. So I was all set to order from a new Japanese shop, $200 and some that I had in the cart. And then I was doing a live stream and somebody mentioned Great Lakes Finesse. And I hadn't heard of it. I'm like, are you talking about a technique or a company? What are you talking about? So once I looked into it, I'm like, man, those are some nice looking baits. Fish USA sells them. So I just ordered those instead of all the stuff from Japan that I probably really didn't need. And as always, ordered on, I think, Saturday morning. Got here on Monday. Super, super fast shipping. It's what I've come to love about Fish USA. That and the prices seem to be fantastic. So, let's get into what we got here. There's one. Ooh, give me a different sticker this time. I haven't got this one before. Wow, right on top was something that I've been waiting to try ever since these were announced. This is the Berkley PowerBait Nessie. I have wanted to try these. Now this one, this blue line, I really wanted just like the white with the flecking on it. I've been doing some research, and for the most part, bass don't seem to be able to tell a difference between black and blue. So this blue streak on here is going to just show up as a break, and that's why I wanted it. I didn't just want the white solid body. So I'm looking forward to throwing the Nessie. This is I think it's around 7 grams. It feels really light in the package. So finally got one of these. So this was only $7.99. Not a bad price. So looking forward to throwing this really soon. One lake in particular, I think this could crush. Got a new set of forceps. I've lost a few pairs last year. These were inexpensive too. And as quick as I lose them, inexpensive is good. These are some free rig weights. One of the things I was ordering from Japan was a very specific free rig weight. You know, I'll wait and get it at some other time. These will do for as little as I'll probably throw the free rig initially, but it is something I wanted to experiment with this year. Oh man, the color on these is incredible. Now we get into some of the Great Lakes stuff. Great Lakes makes a Hellgrammite. This is a little bit smaller than the Nikko Hellgrammites. I probably want to do a side-by-side on those here in this video, so stay tuned for that. But these look incredible. I mean, they almost glow. It's an amazing Hellgrammite color. So this is a 2.4 inch. You know, they say that you can Ned rig it, drop shot it, Carolina rig it. This is called the Meltdown color. This is made by Pradco, same people who make Yum. I think they were a small independent company and they've recently been acquired. And so when I started looking into it, like there's not a ton of information on this out here. So I apologize for not remembering which of my subscribers mentioned it, but I listened, paid attention. We're going to catch some fish on these, I think. So there's a Hellgrammite. This is called the drop worm. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Nikko leech in shape and size, but it's got this flat back. These are neutrally buoyant, which means that when you put them on a drop shot, they'll basically just sit even, and they've got this real light action even if you don't do anything with them. So they will stay nice and horizontal. And that's one of the great things about, and it kind of makes them different. I don't know how well it shows up, but these sort of have like a matte finish. A lot of salt too. These kind of have a matte finish. And the matte finish, basically, ooh. I don't know if they're scented as well. No, that's probably just sort of a salty rubber scent, I guess. Anyway, so the matte finish is one of the things that sets these apart. You know, whatever their process is, they don't have that shiny mold release finish, and they're a little dull, and that looks a lot more natural underwater, and especially when the sun's shining. So what else we got in here? These are the drop minnow. So you can see there's some drop shot type stuff. Definitely, there's a few finesse techniques I wanted to play with more. Here's a green pumpkin purple Hellgrammite.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Here's a green pumpkin purple Hellgrammite. And again, we're going to compare these, and probably that drop worm, we're going to compare them with the Nikko stuff here at the end of this. Here is a drop minnow. This is in Pro Grape. These do seem to be pretty popular. The drop minnow, there were a handful of colors that were sold out, but I did get 2 good colors. I got green pumpkin and Pro Grape, both colors that I would have liked to have used. There's a shad color that I really wanted, but it was sold out. Okay, and then we get into, so here's an underspin from Great Lakes. Nice 3/16 ounce size. They do make some smaller sizes. Didn't have them in stock. And then basically just some hooks. This is one of the things that I did want to stock up on from Japan. So I got some couple different wacky options. I got some more drop shot hooks just to make sure I don't run out. And then these mosquito lights, which also work for drop shot, but they could work for a few free rig and a few of the other presentations that I want to do. So now let's jump to, let me go grab a couple of the Nikko products and we'll just compare these side by side. Okay, so you guys know how I love my, especially the Black Aurora Hellgrammite. Let's grab one of those out of here. Grab one of these bad boys. I love that these packages too don't require me to tear stuff open and everything. They just open right up. It's less stuff to possibly leave on the bank, but it's also just less frustration. So let's see these two side by side here. You see the profile? The profile is a little bit different. It sort of widens out a little bit more. The Nikko is a little bit straighter, but you can see distance-wise, you know, this definitely a little bit shorter. The Nikko definitely has a lot more stretch than what this does, but it doesn't. But there's still a lot of give to it, so hopefully it'll hold up well. I doubt it's going to hold up as much as the Nikko does, and I think you can see some of the shine of the lights on the Nikko, where this is definitely a lot subtler. You know, it's got the sparkle in it. It does have some gold flake in it. You can see the difference in shine, and that's one of the things that they say makes a big difference. And just why we're comparing these, the Nikko weighs, hopefully you can see it there, right at 3 grams. The Great Lakes Finesse weighs in at 2 grams, so it's a gram lighter too. So you know, these are both, actually I've probably got like 4 or 5 Hellgrammites now, so that could be a fun challenge this year. The Nikko almost feels sticky, where this definitely is a lot softer. Okay, so check this out. You know, UV reacting is something that I like. It's part of why these dark auroras do so well, I think, is because they do react to UV. The green pumpkin ones do not. But look at these. Whoa. I mean, they completely glow. It's crazy. You know, the black auroras, they do to some extent, but these things, man, these could be kind of nuts in the right situation. Now, last year I feel like at times I was spending a lot of times on moving baits and just getting more confident with that. This year I want to spend a lot more time on some of these finesse bottom contact techniques, especially through the spawn and post spawn. This is kind of what I'm talking about, like these bags that you gotta, there we go, that you gotta tear open. You know, sometimes they just get a little fiddly. This drop worm also reminded me a little bit of the Berkley hitworm. So we'll lay these side by side. You can see in this case that the drop worm is actually longer than the Hellgrammite. Same thing, you get the very strict, or longer than the leech. Look at that. This one looks like it may have got torn up a little bit in the package, so I'm not quite sure how that happened. You know, definitely the Nikko stuff is a lot stretchier than this. You know, this has a nice spring back to it, but here this flat bottom. Now this one's pretty flat in general, but this flat bottom is one of the things that kind of sets it apart. If you rig it like through the nose, then this basically just floats in the water, where most lures are going to hang like this. This one is actually designed to float level, is what they say, and so I'll work on trying to get some video on that to prove it. But again, Great Lakes Finesse, company I was unfamiliar with until a week ago, and so that was Friday night, so literally Saturday morning I placed the order and like, okay, let's give these things a try. So that's it, quick unboxing. This was like $80 some versus, like I said, I mean, it was, I think my cart total was $212 or $220 or something like that that I was going to get. Now, there was a lot more stuff in that other order, but I mean, if you're like me, right, you've got scores, maybe hundreds of packs of soft plastics already, right? I wasn't out of hooks, but I'm a little low on hooks, and I know, some days I'll go through 3, 4, 5 wacky hooks. The weedless ones don't seem to work as well for me, so I would rather lose a few hooks and lures here and there than to lose fish on the weedless hooks. So I do go with the open hooks. A lot of spring stuff, pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn kind of techniques, and that's a lot of what I'm focused on right now. So thanks for watching. See you next time out on the water with some of this stuff.